Why Rakuten, and why put this logo on their jerseys?
Well, as you probably know, this is the first year that the NBA has allowed any corporate representation on the jerseys. It was not an uncontroversial step. And I think every team has tried to be very careful about selecting the partner. We had actually a tremendous amount of interest from companies based outside the United States, which I think is a bit of a reflection on kind of where the Warriors are as a brand right now in the world. Rakuten was not the most lucrative offer that we had, but we felt in getting to know the company that was most closely aligned with how we operate our business and who we wanted to be in business with.
So official e-commerce partner, VOD partner, affiliate marketing partner, how does this expand across all those realms?
Well, I think North America is a real opportunity for Rakuten. If you're in other parts of the world, if you're in Asia or Europe, you know much more about Rakuten than American consumers know. And I think that's part of the strategy, to attach to a brand like the Warriors that has not only a global footprint, but obviously a very big footprint in the United States, and use that popularity of the Warriors to get Americans more familiar with the kind of things that Rakuten does.
How much of a trend do you see this becoming? I mean, is the NBA going to be taking a page out of NASCAR with, you know, the ads on the jerseys?
I get the feeling you don't think that's a great way to go. I think it's really interesting to watch sports around the world and see how sports and the economic side of sports grows. The idea that you wouldn't have a corporate sponsor across the chest of a jersey in Europe or other places in the world would be a head scratcher. Like, why wouldn't you do that? Americans, I think, have a much more careful approach to that, and I think we just have to see what the reaction is. I do think it's inevitable. There'll be more of this across all the leagues as time goes on.
Speaking of your international business, Steph Curry has now surpassed Kobe Bryant for jersey sales in China. You guys just came back from Shanghai. Talk to us about the reception of the Warriors in China and the popularity of a guy like Steph.
You know, it's really hard to put into words until you've experienced it. We went 4 years ago. We happened to go with the Lakers when they had Kobe Bryant, and I think we were the other team. We hadn't achieved the success that we have today. And I think it was a real wake-up call to our players and to our team of what the opportunities are for individual players and teams in China. Since, you know, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson have all been taking yearly trips on their own time during the summer. And what we saw in combination with that, in combination with the popularity of the team right now and the success we've had, the only thing I can equate it to, I was lucky enough in 1992 to travel to Barcelona with the Dream Team, and it was the same scene. It was hundreds of people outside the hotel 24 hours a day hoping for a glimpse of a player. Everywhere we went, from airports to events, just hundreds or thousands of fans trying to get a glimpse of the stars.
So how would you describe the state of and the potential of your international business?
You know, I really think it's the NBA's advantage compared to the other traditionally American sports going forward. I don't think most Americans really understand the scale of what the rest of the world calls football. We call soccer around the world. Basketball is the #2 sport in the world, and we have a blueprint going forward that I think would make you very bullish on the international future of the league. We have a game that's played in every country in the world. 300 million Chinese play basketball, but we have a different model than soccer, because every kid who grows up in Buenos Aires, you know, wants to play for his club team or then the national team in the World Cup. Every kid growing up dribbling a basketball anywhere in the world wants to play in one league. They want to play in the NBA. You see that in the players that are on the court. We have 25+% of our players from outside the United States now, and the international distribution of our television creates an unbelievable opportunity for the NBA to grow internationally going forward.
You guys are working on a new arena down the street. Yes. Curious, we're in Silicon Valley's backyard. What sort of high-tech features fans can expect?
Well, it's not just an arena, number one. It's a 12-acre site that includes office buildings, 29 different retail, mostly restaurant places, a plaza, a 5.5-acre park. It's going to be a new gathering place for the city of San Francisco and the entire Bay Area. It's interesting, you bring up the technology. We want to have the very best technology available in a sports environment there, but we're not hanging our hat on that as why you should come, because technology for technology's sake, to me, is like a false promise. At some point, there'll be something newer and better. Technology that enables the fan experience and improves the guest experience, then that's valuable. So we talk about the guest experience. It's empowered by the technology, but it's not the technology in and of itself that makes that.
You're the second team ever to use a personal seat license, which means that the ticket holder has the right to buy the tickets year after year. Any concern that this might discourage fans or prevent, real fans from seeing the game when a lot of companies and businesses are going to be buying these tickets?
We really, first of all, we have a very different program than it's ever been introduced before. We actually have a way you get your money back for the investment you make at the end of 30 years. You get all your money back. But we have to price it in a way that people can afford it. I mean, one of the reasons the Warriors have been so successful is our audience, and we actually expect a great majority of our season ticket holders to follow us from Oakland to San Francisco. All of our season tickets will have a membership fee associated with them. Our game-by-game tickets will not. If you're just, and we're actually going to sell fewer season tickets in the new Chase Center than we are currently selling at Oracle. So we have to be smart in the way we price. But I would remind you, this is the first time in decades that a project of this size has been entirely privately financed. There are no public funds going toward building this $1.8 billion project in San Francisco. So the realities of the finances, this is something we have to do, but I think we're doing it in a way that's as fan-friendly as it can be.
You've got some former tech industry owners as part of the team, current tech people, part of the team. How is the team itself using tech and innovation to up the game?
Well, I think most of it applies to the game itself. The level of analytics that are being applied to playing the game of basketball right now has grown exponentially over the last few years. We have technology in our practice facility that tracks the players. We have biometrics that we can use now. I think, we're learning how to implement all that on the court to try to improve team performance, and that's a work in progress and will always be a work in progress, I think. But in terms of our affinity toward at least having the data, we want to have it. How we deploy it, how we use it, and whether we can really get a competitive advantage, I think that's what we're all trying to figure out right now.